Hello and welcome. My name is Nicholas Agnell, and in this video I'm going to showcase my project for a recent SQL course that I had. And in this project, I have chosen to make a sort of writing aid as for for like a fantasy slash speculative biology, where you can define a number of different races slash species of humans, and then sort of simulate a a fictional population as of these a fictional population of these people, and basically use this database to store some basic entries of this population, but also allow you to add some more add characters with some more story significance, where you want to add some where you want to add some extra information and develop them a little bit more. And yes, and when I set up the database, you can see that I did that with these three different tables here. We have the species, where we have the species where you can define the scientific name for them, and also a short description for them. And then the species will then be connected inside of the basic character table here, then, as which will make the bulk of this the bulk of these populations then. And they have some basic information like the species, the sex, height, and the weight of these individuals. Also, but then you also have the significant characters, which work as a sort of addition to the addition to an entry inside of the character table, which is why the character ID here is both a primary key and a foreign key connected to the connected to a character in the character to the characters table. And this is so you can have and it is basically so that the significant character also inherits the data that the basic characters have as well, and so that they are also a part of the population. And yes, and for the significant characters you can add for the first for these characters you can add a name, age, their occupation, and a character description as well. And you can see sort of how that information may look, as if we have a join here between the two tables. You can see I have two, as I said, I have two significant characters here, and then a bunch of a bunch of auto-generated characters that I have made using Python scripts. And I have also made Python scripts for Python scripts for adding and creating the significant characters and altering all the different data that you could hope to want to do in the database. And I will show you how I implemented that and how to use that right now. For all the different queries and interactions you want to do with the database, I have created individual Python scripts here that you can use as a sort of command line interface. So, for example, the script I have open right now, we could then write. Oh, wait. Python population info .py. And this script basically uses a bunch of of aggregated queries to show some information about the population, uh, uh, about the population. For example, then how many we have of how many different characters we have. And right now we have about 2,500 entries for the basic characters, of which 4 are significant ones. And I also have queries that are grouped by by the sex, and also the different species, and also the aggregate functions of calculating the average height and weight of each individual of the population. There is little use for me to go through each and every script and and command and parameter that I have made in this project here. But fortunately, I have added to every script I have added so that if you if you supply the help flag to the command, it will describe the use of the script and also all the different arguments that you need to supply for it for it to work. So then you can figure out how the all the add scripts, the alter scripts, and the delete scripts will work for the database. So although I will show you a few more interesting scripts and some interesting some interesting analysis that you can do with the database. A bit more of a complicated query that I had implement here. So you can see in the species info script, which will list as a bunch of different averages and population numbers for each of the different species for the population. So as you can see down here, so, and you can also, as inside of this script, you can also have the option to view the extended descriptions as well of the species that you can add to them. But you can see up here as this very long query right here, which is a join between species and characters, and is also grouped uh, 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 by the scientific names, and uses the aggregate functions of count and averages. Mhm. Another example of a query where I used a multi-relational query is in the list significant character, which is also a very useful function here. Uh, as it will show you all the different significant character entries that you have added, so they are easier to keep track of as among the potentially thousands of regular character entries that you're gonna add. And then also, if you want to get some external information about these, you just use the the display character function. Which then will which will take the ID and then show you all the information that you have written into that entry. So for example, here we can see an entry that I made based on myself and such. Yeah. Just as I just remember that I also forgot to show you the different functions and the procedures that I had implemented into my database as well to simplify the implementation into Python. These are mostly just a bunch of tests that will return a boolean that I can use in Python for the functions at least. For the procedure down here, I have the reset population procedure, which will delete all the non-significant character entries, in case that you have made a new script for generating a population and you wanna just start from scratch with that. Yeah, but that should be all you need to know to be able to understand and use this this project that I have made. And I hope that you will have some fun and find it interesting. Thank you, and I'll see you.